So we have so the main event this week, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view.
This was bad. This was not a good idea.
So full disclosure before we go any further, I did not my week. I could not find
what we had to suffer through this shit.
You did. You had to suffer, so I didn't have to. That ultimately is the case. Yes. I found a graphic of it. Now I can't find the graphic. I can find the graphic again, but
like
I will say though, it's a great name for a pay-per-view.
Well,
it is. Yeah.
It actually aired on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And like the logo is really cool. The stage setup is cool. Like it's a very cool looking pay-per-view.
Interesting. In doing research for this, Matt, that's what you do when you're covering a topic on a podcast. When doing research for this,
yes.
It was actually held at the Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee. The Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee is now a Bass Pro Shop.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
It is a Bass Pro Shop. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, why can't I get this bigger? Sorry, there we go. Hard to find a high res image, but I was saying to Austin while we were waiting for you, I always really liked the cover of this. Little weird Vince putting himself on the cover, but I understand in the context. But I like the image of him holding the roses with the blood.
Grant saw through her people.
Oh God, good Lord.
Wait, what?
Yeah, probably. But I do like that.
Probably.
But I do like that image of the. For people listening to the audio, I suggest you look it up.
This is a terrible website.
This is terrible. Look, this card is emblematic of what was wrong with a lot of Attitude Era cards.
Okay.
Especially pay-per-views. They were so top heavy.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't a card there were very few cards during the Attitude Era you could look at and say top to bottom they were amazing.
Yeah.
And it was a problem. Like Austin and I were talking about the start of this show. I mean, if it wasn't for the two main events, this show would have been like a 2000s episode of Nitro. Like, it is bad. Like,
yeah.
I mean, in some of it, I think is you put a match together, like Ken Shamrock versus Val Venus, and you do that, but because it should be good, both guys can work, but they have horrible chemistry, so it's a bad match. But yeah, if it wasn't for the last man standing match between Rock and Mankind and the main event, which, is one of those things that we can discuss that, but those two matches really saved the card.
Okay.
I thought.
Well, and you want your main event matches to be the best. I mean, in theory, right? You want them to be the best.
But you also don't want the match, every match before it, to be the drizzling shits. I mean, I don't.
Oh, that's where I went wrong. This is technically In Your House show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to, because
it was the last one to be called In Your House.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking about that. They kind of it seemed like that was around the time when they finally retired the In Your House branding, which I never cared for anyway. I always thought it was kind of weird.
No, you got to understand, when they started In Your House, it was
they weren't running many pay-per-views when they were.
Yeah, it was just called In Your House.
Yeah.
The first 10 was In Your House 1, In Your House 2, In Your House 3.
Yeah, and then they started doing stuff like In Your House, Beware of Dog, and
Revenge of the Taker.
Yeah.
Mind Games.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I I was on Cage Match because I wanted to look up the card, and
Oh, okay.
My
I was having
favorite
trouble.
one
I was having trouble, but I found it.
was In Your House, Cold Day in Hell. That because it
I
was
don't even remember that one.
it was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Undertaker for the WWE Championship.
Ah,
Yeah.
And it was the event after WrestleMania 13.
okay. So watching, yeah,
It was it's just a weird show. Like
It
it's
is.
because the first match is it's it's Goldust versus the Blue Meanie. It's Goldust versus Blue Dust in a 3-minute match
I don't even
where
remember.
the entire angle of the match is Goldust hitting Shattered Dreams on this guy. Like that's kind of it.
Jeez.
Like, and then you get into Hardcore Holly versus Al Snow.
That match was cool because it ended in the Mississippi River, essentially.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yes,
like,
yes.
They completely leave the building entirely, and
Yeah.
like just and Hardcore Holly like rolls him up in a fence to get the win.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
that is. Yeah.
I mean, well, look at it. Then they give 6 minutes to Big Boss Man versus Midian.
Yeah, I'm
That
like,
could have been on Sunday Night Heat.
I'm like,
Yes.
I'm like, not gonna lie, that was the moment during the show where I almost texted you guys and was like, yeah, I don't know if I can do this. Like,
Yeah.
I was
That was the moment.
Big Boss. Yeah, Big
The
Boss Man
moment I
versus
saw
Midian.
Blue Dust, I was like,
Yeah.
what was I thinking?
Now I don't remember what was Midian's gimmick at that point.
He
I
was
don't even
one
remember.
of Undertaker's
He was a-
minions.
He was in the
Oh,
ministry.
right.
He wasn't
Okay.
naked. He wasn't naked yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't Naked Midian.
Yeah, he was in the Ministry of Darkness.
Which
He was like,
I firmly believe that was punishment for him asking Stephanie McMahon out on a date.
Really?
what, Naked Midian or Ministry
Yup.
of Darkness? Oh, okay.
I think that was him getting punished for having
Oh.
the audacity for actually asking Stephanie McMahon out to dinner.
I mean,
Oh,
what
wow.
what a brave guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Midian. I mean, every interview I've seen, nice enough guy, but not the
Oh, yeah.
best looking bloke.
I think
No.
he's a chef now, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
he is.
Oh yeah, he is. That's
Yep.
cool. That's good for him.
Yeah.
It's but then the Owen Hart comes out, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Owen Hart
Like-
couldn't even save this.
It was the match they had. I thought was pretty solid.
I mean, it was as good of a match as you can have in 10 minutes.
Well,
yeah,
I
that's
guess too.
also
I don't remember.
it was
D'Lo and
Mark
Henry.
Henry and D'Lo Brown. Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
it wasn't Nation of Domination because that faction was dead by that point, but they were still
Yep.
together.
Okay.
It was Sexual Chocolate, Mark Henry.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
and they had Ivory with them. Yeah, Ivory.
Oh,
Ivory was
okay.
with them.
Yep.
And then Deborah was with Jarrett and Owen.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, and then you had the Intercontinental match.
Oh man.
That was just a train wreck. And for some reason, you had Billy Gunn as the special guest referee.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
Who was in that match?
Val Venus and Ken Shamrock.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
Shamrock was the IC champion, obviously, right? Because Venus never had a.
Val Venus was.
He what? I
No,
don't even remember.
Shamrock was champion going into that match, but
And then Val Venus beat him for it.
Val Venus won it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember Val
Which-
Venus
Then he
being IC
dumped,
champion.
then he
Yeah, that
dumped
like completely
Ryan
shocked me.
Shamrock the next night on Raw.
Oh well, that's nice. That
Yeah.
was somewhere.
Ryan Shamrock, Ken Shamrock's sister in kayfabe, but on the
Yeah.
in real life, Ken Shamrock was plowing her.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why Don Fry wanted to kick Ken Shamrock's ass because Ken Shamrock cheated on his wife with a tight white whore, as Don Fry called her.
And
Jesus. Wow.
and
Hey,
my
you
goodness.
sold that fight for Pride SC, damn it!
And Shamrock and Val Venus, it goes 16 minutes. That is, I can't explain this enough. It is the longest 16 minutes of your life. You could have told me that the match went 40 and I would have believed you, because
Wow.
they do absolutely nothing in the match at all. And
yeah,
the crowd
and Billy Gunn
dies
does these
fast.
weird movements, like
Really?
he's flexing, and like he'll randomly squat down. And
Wait,
you're
who
like,
will? Shamrock?
No,
Billy
Val
Gunn.
Venus?
Billy Gunn. They'll,
Billy Gunn.
like,
Oh, I'm
punch
sorry.
you. They'll be like doing a like headlock, and Billy Gunn will just squat down behind him, and you're
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?"
And he like and he
Billy Gunn was the special guest referee, Matt.
Okay.
You
and he
really
does
need
like
to follow
the
here.
So confusing.
the loudest the crowd gets is when Billy Gunn like attacks Val Venus or something and like hits the suck it taunt. That is the only time the crowd comes alive.
Yeah.
during the
Wow.
match.
Intercontinental title match, and this
That's
was,
too bad. Too bad too, because I always really liked Ken Shamrock, and I thought he
look,
was
like I
underrated.
said, it's two guys that should have worked well together.
Yeah.
But whether it was the special guest referee, the stupid Ken Shamrock sister storyline, whatever it was, it did not work on this night. And I think Ken Shamrock got a lot of unfair blame for it not working.
Yeah.
On this night. It just sometimes it just doesn't work. And
Yeah.
this is what happens when you overbook. And that's what this match was. I didn't even know why Billy Gunn was out there.
No, they don't care to explain it either.
Yeah. Like,
there's no storyline explanation for
yeah,
his.
there's no recap, no nothing. Billy
I
Gunn,
want to Michael Cole, because the commentary team was Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole. JR wasn't there.
JR, I think that was either during a contract dispute or a Bell's palsy flare up.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was Michael Cole, and I think Michael Cole made a passing like thing where he said like, "Oh, Ryan Shamrock has a crush on Billy Gunn" or something like that.
No.
Like that's it. That's like the only explanation you get
Yeah.
as to
And
why he's
Michael
there.
Cole was kind of thrown to the wolves in being a commentator because he was a backstage interviewer.
Yeah.
And they're like, we need someone. JR isn't here. Well,
Yeah.
Michael Cole. And, there's nuances that go with it. And you can definitely tell that they are lost. Like,
Yeah.
Like
and
Cole,
then-
like Michael Cole's talking like a million miles a minute because he's just nervous. You could assume.
Yeah.
Jerry Lawler's like sick or something. Like his voice is like gone completely.
Yeah.
So he can't do like the normal things that he would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
His commentary was like super weird the entire show.
Really?
And then we had the DX tag match.
Yeah.
The Corporation defeating Triple H and X-Pac.
Was Kane and China.
Yeah,
was
it
the
was.
team.
It was. I don't know why it was there.
I want to say it was China. It was one of China's first like actual matches.
Oh.
And because they kept reiterating the fact that like, oh, China doesn't wrestle often, or oh, this is the first time a woman and a man have ever been in the same match, or something like that. And Kane is in the match a lot. He does a lot of the heavy lifting, obviously. Like China's there, but it's mostly a handicap match with Kane versus Triple H and X-Pac.
Okay.
And something that bothered me, it's a really nitpicky thing, but Triple H, he is in DX. The color of DX is green. And Triple H,
purple and black or orange and black.
No, Triple H was wearing red, like bright red. The guy he's wrestling is Kane, who wears nothing but red. Like
that is weird.
It was just a nitpicky thing, but like, come on, dog. Like, just wear green or whatever, and like,
Yeah.
The next match gets so much unfair hate because of how it ended.
The last man standing match.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
if you think about it logically, they just came off a hellacious I Quit match
Mm-hmm.
where the only way The Rock could win is by airing a recording of Mick Foley saying I quit.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, then you have a last man standing match in the final spot, which I thought was amazing. And both guys, like, one, they're served a really impossible task. It's you're going to have to live up to this I Quit match that had these amazing spots.
And
You're going to have to do it again in a last man standing match.
Mick Foley almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That I Quit match is hard to watch.
It is.
like, and you're like, well, no, like an I Quit match is like a steel cage match. It's a blow off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over, but now you're doing this stupid fucking halftime heat thing where Mick Foley pins The Rock with a forklift of beer, becomes champion, and then where do you go from here? Like, for me, and they did the best they could with what they were given. I think it was a horrible, just bad booking, and it's like a horrible decision because the next night on Raw they had him in a ladder match.
Yeah,
and The Rock won and regained the title.
This was also in a period where they were hot-shotting the world title.
Yeah, like Rock and
they wanted to. A lot
I
of
hated that. Hated
well,
it.
a lot of, and you should because it's dumb. But a lot of it was we got to keep up with Nitro.
I know.
We gotta do something Nitro isn't doing, and I think honestly Vince figured out that WCW was getting very political. That they weren't going to change their titles much. And if I could capture an audience and get them to believe anything can happen on my show, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just like every week or every other week it seemed like the title was either going to Mankind or Rock. And like I will say it led to one of the best Raw moments of all time with Foley winning the belt with Stone Cold coming down and all that.
Yeah, right. But then you diminish that moment when they changed the title 3 times over the next 45 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
always hated that. Always hated that.
I mean, look, if you wanted it to be Stone Cold versus Rock at WrestleMania 15, there are 100 different ways you could have gotten there without going through the just hodgepodge they went through with this card. Yeah. Like, I originally remember when I made the decision we were going to cover this, it was through Reminiscent Eyes. Where I remember thinking, oh, this was awesome. This got me so psyched for WrestleMania 15. And then I'm watching it and I'm reading and then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember the next night on Raw, Rock won the ladder match. Mm-hmm. And the ladder match sucked because they busted their ass in this last man standing match. And then you tease some stupid feud between The Rock and The Big Show because The Big Show choke slams Mick Foley off the ladder, and that allows Rock to climb up and get the belt. That never really came to fruition.
Not immediately anyway.
Well, yeah, years down the road it happened. Well, the next year it happened, but what are you doing? If you wanted Mick Foley to lose the title, it would have been so easy just to have the ladder match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Right.
The only saving grace is to like them hotshotting the titles is like the match. Most of the matches that Rock and Mankind had together were really good. Like the I Quit match is hard to watch, but the match is good, and halftime heat I think is good. This match I think is really good. Foley takes a bump here where like it could have gone like horribly, where he goes to hit a pile driver on Rock through the announcer table, but Rock flips him over. His head smacks the edge of the announcer table while simultaneously his leg smacks the timekeeper's table. Like could have completely obliterated this dude's leg. And then Rock follows it up with going into the ring, grabbing the steel steps, and just throwing them on Mick Foley outside the ring. And like it kind of just goes to show like what Foley was able to do and what he was willing to do to make the top guys look as good as they did.
It also goes to show how green The Rock still was.
I mean, yeah.
Because you can definitely tell that was a spot they talked about doing. If you're not green and you know the business, you would have been able to kind of pivot from that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Give Mick some time to recover.
Yeah.
But
there's no time to recover.
Yeah. He just goes and does it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, that's where we're going. Like, it's the same problem they had with the chair shots the month before. You know, Mick doesn't go down. Why? Because his brain is scrambled.
Yeah.
Even just thinking about it.
Well, there was a big
disagreement. Would have probably taken Mick and thrown him down and done like a choke to tell him, Mick, stop, stay down. But Rock's not. Rock, green as goose shit still is like, he isn't going down. That's my cue to stop. And Jesus.
Apparently that it was just a big disagreement between Rock and Foley. Foley agreed to a certain number, but like what Eric said, Foley just isn't going down, and Rock either being green or taking liberties or whatever it is.
I don't think he took liberties. I think it was because there was a cue. Mick was supposed to go down after the fifth chair shot.
Yeah.
And he didn't. Now, again, Rock has to know, or the ref, got to step in.
The ref absolutely should have said something.
Someone should have been in his ear. Get in there.
Yeah, why is Vince just sitting there letting this happen instead of like telling the ref, hey, go talk to Rock. Like,
there is many more at fault for that than The Rock.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Can't sit there and even say Mick Foley's at fault. Foley didn't even know what was fucking going on at that point.
Yeah.
So what are, like, there are many more people whose hands are in that when Mick Foley dies and they look at his brain, they're like, yeah, he had CTE. It's on their hands and not The Rock's. I mean, yes, The Rock could have done something different, but knowing what he probably knew then, and what do you want him to do?
Yeah, it's not just The Rock that did these things to Mick Foley, though. Like, pretty much every big feud Foley had, he was willing to do something he should not have done.
There it is. Mick Foley deserves, a lot of it. And, and Mick has owned it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's never said otherwise. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So he has never, that is why I will always respect and adore Mick Foley. He has never blamed the business.
Except, though, in this instance, he did. And does this come up in Beyond the Mat? Didn't he say that, like, he was a little bit surprised that allegedly The Rock never went to check on him afterward?
Rock never called him or talked to him about it,
which is strange.
But it is. And I don't have a defense. Just like I don't have a defense for Owen Hart not calling to check on Steve Austin.
Right.
I guess some guys maybe are like, ugh, that's gonna be uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
But hasn't the Rock also claimed that he actually did, and that Mick just doesn't remember? Hasn't the Rock said that? I mean, I could be wrong, or someone said that. I think, but I might be wrong about that.
Has come out.
Yeah,
I think Mick's problem was it wasn't like immediate. Like I think the Rock eventually did say something to Mick about it.
Because if you watch Beyond the Mat, the Rock goes up to him and says, "Good match, brother." And they
he does.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, like Rock walks up to Mick and goes, "Hey, are we good?" And Foley just kind of looks at him and nods his head, and he goes, "All right, good match," and walks away.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
his wife
baby Noelle is terrified at what she had seen.
Yeah.
And
traumatized.
And his wife is basically saying, "You got to retire. Like you can't do this anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah. But going back to the end of The Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
How
it's a very good ending.
I love the ending. How else could it have ended than these two guys that have been through hell knocking each other out with a chair?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way this ends.
Right.
They should have, because the crowd boos when they go, "Oh, it's a draw." But they never, because you know how sometimes they go, "It's a draw, but still WWE champion is Mankind," and like that kind of gets the crowd back. They don't do that for some reason, which I thought was very odd. They could have gotten the crowd back instantly.
If I had to guess, and I'm hypothesizing here, is probably to sell the draw.
Yeah.
You sell the totality of the event.
Yeah, because both Rock and Mankind get taken out via stretcher at the end.
Yeah. So I agree with Austin though. It's weird that they should have done that.
Yeah, because that would have brought the crowd back.
Yeah, it doesn't gain anything.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is like maybe saying, but still champion is a cue to play the music, and maybe they didn't want music playing.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, music playing while two dudes are being
I just
kind of a weird
that
That's true.
Cue, and someone throws it, and you hear the crash bang, and Mick Foley's getting carried out on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Good point.
Doesn't really do a lot for your championship to have your champion going out on a stretcher.
And then was that the and then there's one more match after that.
Yeah, the main event.
Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon in a steel cage match. In a steel cage match that never even saw the inside of the ring till the very end.
Yeah. It's a very odd looking cage too. It's the classic like blue bar steel cage, but it's painted black. But I swear had they not gone away from that cage yet? Was it not like just the steel cage?
They had not went with the mesh until later.
Okay. Because like there's a lot of dead time in between matches because they got to set up the cage on the ring. So like,
they didn't just lower it down like they do now.
It was,
and it's very obvious that, I mean, it's not, the finish isn't obvious, but you can tell when Stone Cold makes his entrance, he shakes the side of the cage that he eventually gets thrown through, and it is a lot more wobbly than the other side of the cages. And
interesting.
the cage like damn near crumbles when Stone Cold tries to climb it.
That's funny. Yeah.
It was very funny looking back on it, knowing what happened.
Yeah, knowing how it ends. I mean, the match is what it is. I think it was great I think it was a good idea to put those two in a steel cage match. I think how the match was laid out, no.
They eventually, Stone Cold and Vince eventually had to have a match. Like that was inevitable.
I just don't know if this was the idea. You know, I like the whole idea of Vince Vince actually did break his tailbone in this match, falling from the cage.
Oh my god, that bump
That
is
one of the
brutal.
Worst cage bumps I've ever seen. Vince flat backs off the cage through the announce table and breaks his ass.
But it's not a clean break. He hits the front of the table, like where it's being supported.
He hits the front, lays there for like 10 seconds, and the table gives.
And like he bounces. You can see him literally bounce off it.
And by the way, too, it's worth mentioning, this is all happening to I believe at that point, a 52-year-old man.
Yeah. Like not a wrestler, not an athlete.
No.
Like
obviously, because he flat backs a fall from the cage.
Yeah.
And like
it's like Patterson and Briscoe took him aside and he's like, "Hey pal, how do I take this bump?"
Yeah.
Oh, Vince, you just flat back it, you'll be fine.
Yeah. It would have been a pretty clean bump if Vince actually covered the ground that he needed and he lands right in the middle of the table, like every wrestler would have done.
You can tell Vince, when he goes off the cage, completely tenses up and sandbags.
Yeah.
Like it looks like the best way to describe it is a mentally challenged version of Rikishi being thrown off the set into the hay truck.
Yeah. It's because climbing up to the cage, you can see both Stone Cold and Vince look at the table. And like Vince starts to climb a little bit more to the point where he can't climb any higher on this cage.
And so he's only a third of the way up, by the way.
Yeah, he's like not
to do this spot, you need to be at the top of the cage. Because that's physics. You need to be at the highest point to safely fall.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. I don't know why Steve went through with it. Steve should have coached him to climb up more.
Because he hits the table and Stone Cold just kind of sits there for a second and looks at it like, oh, holy shit, he's hurt. Like how could you not think he's hurt after taking a bump like that? Like he could not have taken that bump worse if he tried.
Yeah. The only way you take that bump that badly is you do not know what you are doing.
Yeah, like he honestly would have been better if he missed the table entirely. Like if he fell in front of the table and didn't even touch it, like he would have been better off.
Even the Paul White spot coming in and throwing Austin.
It's his debut.
Just looks bad.
I think it's a very creative way for Stone Cold to win the match. It's a creative way to win the cage match.
I liked it. I thought it was creative.
No, I'm not saying it was. The spot looked bad, not the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, the spot doesn't look that.
The execution is bad.
Yeah.
I think in a kayfabe sense, it makes Big Show look like an idiot from day one, which is kind of my issue with it because he literally throws him at the cage, and like wasn't the idea of Big Show even debuting was to help Vince win this match?
He did the old before he did it, and you're like, that was always the one thing that I hated he did in WCW. Yeah. Like, you don't need to grunt to sell your finish.
Yeah,
you're a 7 foot, 400+ pound dude who can lift anyone.
Yeah.
Just lift them up and throw them down. I don't need you taking a constipated deuce while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine every time, like, Shawn Michaels did the Sweet Chin music, he went,
yeah.
Can you imagine if every time Shawn Michaels did the sweet chin music, he went, "Wah!"
I think
Like, I never laughed so hard in a Rock promo than when he started going.
yeah.
Like,
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good
exactly
shit.
what I thought about it. I'm like, oh my god, someone finally said it. Like,
Yeah.
and
That's
Austin's
funny, yeah.
right. It was like you want him, you want to book him as this corporate monster,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he just ruined the plans of the corporation.
Yeah.
But
It is
the
go-
next night, you sell him as the hottest free agent, and he's on board with Vince.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think it's a good way to show how much of a monster he is, because like, yeah, you throw another grown man through a steel cage, like, yeah, you're big, you're massive.
Mhm.
But I think the problem is that's how the match ended, when I think you could have done everything that he did, but just have Stone Cold pin Vince, just have him beat Vince clean, and then you can have the Big Show debut. Like,
Right. That would have. I agree. That would have been better. That would have been
Yeah.
smarter. Yeah.
But, yeah, it just, wow. Like, you didn't just cross the block to get across the street. You crossed the block, you went over the hill, you went under the subway, you took 2 buses. Like, you can't tell me that all the great minds that were a part of WWE at this time, and Vince Russo, were sitting there and they're like, well, the best way to get to Rock Austin is this.
yeah. When the easiest thing to do is just have Stone Cold win the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why Vince needed to win the Royal Rumble?
I
I'll
don't
never
yeah.
know.
I hated all that.
I don't have an issue with Vince winning the Royal Rumble.
Oh, I hated that. Hated all that shit.
I thought that was fine. I didn't even have an issue with the night on Raw when Vince was like, I forfeit it, and they had Shawn come on and say, well, I read the rule books, and because I thought that was a cool little nuance. I think at that point, you could have done something where Vince, for the next 2 months, is out to make next month and a half, whatever, Stone Cold's life a living hell. Every week he has to compete on Raw. And every week the odds are stacked against Stone Cold. But somehow, some way, Stone Cold finds a way to win. Because him getting to The Rock is so important.
What if, I just thought of this, what if the way, they could have done a match on St. Valentine's Day Massacre with Stone Cold, but it's with Vince and a chosen opponent of Vince's choosing, and that could have been the Paul White debut.
I like that.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Because
that would have been cool. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, look, you have Paul White losing his debut, but I think even in his actual debut match, Stone Cold beat him anyway, I believe. So it's like, whatever.
I have him take 3 stunners.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, you can make Big Show look like this monster that like no one can handle, but Stone Cold eventually finds the odds because of course he does.
If CM Punk can make Roman Reigns look strong,
yeah,
got to make the big guy look strong.
Yeah. But like, I just thought, like, if you want to have, because that eliminates Vince, it could get Stone Cold on the show still, and the Paul White debut, you wanted it to be this big moment that you wanted it to be. Like, why not throw him in there with your hottest guy right now? And like, the only way Stone Cold can get to Rock is if he beats Paul White.
Yeah. And have it be a mystery.
Yeah.
Have Paul White just show up the night of the event.
Yeah. Like, it can be.
You have him whoop Austin's ass for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Austin only wins because he breaks out, gets 3 stunners on him.
Yeah. Because you could still sell it. Because, like, the corporation music just is Vince's music. Like, Big Show doesn't have his own music yet. But, like,
it's a big show.
Yeah.
Always hated it. Hated
that.
So bad.
It's, but, like, you can have Austin sell it. Like, oh, this this big bastard come into the ring. Big Show, who is still in good shape at this point, only wearing trunks, and like really sell the fact how big this
have him
dude
wear
really
the all
is.
black, the black shirt and the black Tommy Hill.
Oh, okay. I
and
got you.
The black lugs.
Yeah.
Just have him come out and beat the hell out of Austin. And then Austin wins with 3 stunners. Another nuance you could add to it is Vince is a special guest referee.
Yeah.
And there are times that Big Show would have him for like a 10 count, and Vince is like, no, damn it, beat him up more.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, I mean,
so then it's everyone could be like, Vince is blaming Big Show, but Big Show's like, yo, I had him beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What
That
the
would've been
hell?
interesting.
What'd you want me to do?
Yeah.
Well,
you can,
there's so many better ways. And that should have been the tagline for this event. We know there are better ways. We're just not doing them.
yeah, we need Vince in the ring.
Yeah, for some reason.
I mean, could
you imagine being a wife and expecting to go out for Valentine's Day and your husband's like, "Hun,
we gotta watch this show.
Watching this pay-per-view.
Yeah, we gotta watch Stone Cold. I'm sorry.
We gotta watch Stone Cold versus Vince."
Yeah, and it's like you can still do all that. You can still do all that, and then like you can still do the promo on Raw where Vince is introducing Paul White as I don't know when he gets the Big Show name eventually, but like this is our guy. This is the Big Show, Paul White, and he is my corporate monster. Like it would still go off just fine.
Yeah,
but like I get it. The Austin and Vince rivalry was so hot at the time; they almost needed to have a match. But you could have waited. Like he didn't have to be a part of the Mania build as much as he was.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when you have Stone Cold and The Rock right there, which are the 2 biggest names you have.
Yeah. This card. I don't know who decided we cover this.
I was
horrible idea.
I found this. So in 2017, Kevin Pantoja of 411 Mania gave the event a rating of 2.5, very bad, writing, quote, "This was on the way to being one of the worst pay-per-views I've ever seen, starting with Goldust, Blue Dust, Holly Snow, and Midian Boss Man was an awful decision. The tag title and intercontinental title matches didn't turn things around. It wasn't until the final 3 matches that things became watchable. Mankind Rock was match of the night, but even that wasn't great. Austin Vince and the DX tag were both decent. A lame show heading into what turned out to be a shitty WrestleMania."
I disagree with the shitty WrestleMania part.
I disagree with that as well.
I think 15 was a good WrestleMania. It wasn't great. It wasn't one that you're going to put up in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But I thought it was good. Plus, it had Butterbean getting knocked the fuck out.
By Butterbean, yeah. On Cage Match, St. Valentine's Day Massacre has a average rating of 5.81.
Out of how many?
Out of 10?
Out of 10, yeah.
Yeah.
The highest
is probably the average for an Attitude Era pay-per-view.
The highest rated match is Mankind and The Rock, which here tells me got a 3 3/4 star on the Wrestling Observer. And just if you were curious,
what did the real match of the night get? Gold Dust versus Blue Dust.
Let me see.
Oh, good lord!
It got. I'll just go through all of it real quick. Not rated for Gold Dust versus Blue Dust. Bob Holly and Big Show got 1 star. Or Bob Holly and Al Snow got 1 star. Sorry. Big Boss Man and Midian got a star. Or no, it got -1 star. The tag team title match got 1 star. Val Venus and Ken Shamrock got 1 1/4. China and Kane and DX got 2.5 stars. Mankind and The Rock got 3 3/4. And Stone Cold and Vince got 2 3/4.
Wow.
So Uncle Dave didn't really like this show.
Nope.
No, Uncle Dave. Vito didn't even like it. Vito fell asleep while we were watching it.
Yeah.
Vito looked at me and literally gave me a look like, really? I got adopted for this?
Yeah.
He gave me a look that told me, Dad, take me back to the shelter now.
Oh my God. Oh, he is cute though. I'm watching him just laying down, stretching out.
Yeah.
He's cute.
He's getting this is his, like, he'll nap now, and then, like, after his last walk, I'll be like, okay, it's bedtime. No.
Yeah.
Negative.
So anything else to say on this? Any final thoughts on the St. Valentine's Day Massacre?
I made a horrible mistake.
It wasn't the best of the Attitude Era. At least I would hope not.
I stand behind my opening statement. It was emblematic of the Attitude Era.
But
your outside of your big matches, they were not good. And
Rock and Mankind was good. For what it was, I mean, you're not looking at Stone Cold and Vince as a wrestling classic, but for what it is, I thought it was a fun match for what it was.